Tom is a 68-year-old retiree who thought a quick trip to the post office would be no big deal. He left his loyal companion, Duke, for just 20 minutes, only to return and find the house in disarray, Duke trembling at the door. If you've ever experienced that knot in your stomach, you understand the silent panic your dog feels each time you walk out. What you might not know is that 9 out of 10 dog owners unknowingly trigger this distress every single time they leave the house. Animal behavior specialists have found that dramatic departures and inconsistent routines send our canine friends into emergency mode, as if we were abandoning them forever. In fact, research shows that these repeated stress spikes can shorten your dog's lifespan and lead to long-term behavioral and health problems. Imagine knowing a simple shift in your daily routine could transform Duke's terror into calm contentment. In this video, you will discover science-backed strategies designed specifically for mature dog owners like you. Practical steps that fit into a comfortable retirement lifestyle without expensive gadgets or complicated training. And later, I'll share a surprising neighborhood secret that took me only 10 minutes to set up, yet made all the difference for Duke's peace of mind. Now, before we dive into that tip, let's begin by addressing the foundation of your dog's security: the power of consistency. How does a predictable schedule turn a stressed-out hound into a relaxed companion who waits patiently by the door? Let's explore that next. Every morning at exactly 9 o'clock a.m., Duke pads to the front window and stares out, as if his world hinges on that precise moment. Have you ever wondered why he waits by the door at the same time every day? Dogs possess an astonishing internal clock that rivals even our most reliable wristwatches. Scientific studies reveal that canine brains develop strong, time-based expectations for routine events, such as walks, meals, and departures. When those expectations are met, your dog feels secure. When they are broken, anxiety takes over. Imagine you're on a fixed income, and your errands sometimes stretch into unexpected delays. Perhaps you planned to return by noon, but find yourself stuck in traffic until 1 o'clock. In those moments, Duke does not understand why his routine has been disrupted. Instead of resting peacefully, he paces, whines, or scratches at the door, convinced you may never come back. Over time, this chronic uncertainty can escalate into destructive behaviors or even health problems caused by prolonged stress. To transform that uneasy waiting into a calm and patient pause, establish a consistent daily schedule that honors both your lifestyle and Duke's need for predictability. Begin by choosing a departure and return window that you can realistically maintain. If your busiest mornings require a trip to the pharmacy at 10 o'clock a.m., aim to leave between 9:50 and 10:10. Use a simple verbal cue such as, "Be back at 10, spoken in a calm, reassuring tone before you step outside. Then, honor that promise with as much precision as possible. When Duke learns that "be back at 10" always means you walk through the door within that 10-minute window, his trust grows and his stress level falls. By committing to this straightforward routine, you are replacing chaos with confidence. Instead of unpredictable absences that trigger panic, you give Duke a reliable rhythm to his day. He no longer wonders if you have abandoned him. He simply settles by the entryway, contentedly awaiting your return. Now that Duke knows when to expect you, it's time to teach him that brief departures are nothing to fear. In our next section, we'll explore the proven be-back stepwise training method that gently builds your dog's tolerance from just 2 minutes all the way to a full hour of alone time. Imagine the first time Tom tried this with Duke. He closed the door, counted quietly to 2, then reopened it. Duke blinked, saw Tom smiling and wagged his tail. On day 2, Tom extended that pause to 5 seconds. By day 3, he was out of sight for 15 seconds, then 30. Within 2 weeks, Tom was able to step away for a full hour, and Duke settled on his bed as if nothing had changed. This simple, incremental approach is backed by solid science. A comprehensive review published on PubMed shows that systematic desensitization, gradually increasing the duration of departures, paired with counterconditioning, is the most effective method for overcoming separation anxiety. When you start with just 2 minutes and build up slowly, your dog learns that each farewell cue reliably ends in a happy reunion, not abandonment. To put this into practice, choose a calm phrase like, "Be back soon," and say it in a gentle tone before each departure. On your first session, step outside, close the door behind you, then immediately re-enter after 2 minutes. Avoid making a fuss when you leave or return. No dramatic waves or last-minute hugs. Just a simple, quiet cue and a calm exit. On day 2, aim for 5 minutes. On day 3 or 4, stretch to 15. Continue doubling or adding time in small increments until your dog can comfortably remain alone for up to 60 minutes. Pay close attention to Duke's body language. If he remains relaxed, lying down or calmly exploring his toys, move forward to the next level. If he shows signs of stress, such as pacing or whining, pause at the current duration for another day before advancing. This patience ensures that your dog's confidence grows steadily, without triggering a panic response. Just 5 minutes at a time can transform a dog who trembles at your footsteps into one who rests peacefully until you return. By embedding these micro-departures into your daily routine, you teach your companion that absences are temporary, predictable, and harmless. Now that Duke knows your promise of return, it's time to enrich his alone time with comforting sounds and community support. In the next section, we'll explore how gentle music and friendly check-ins from neighbors can turn your absence into an opportunity for relaxation rather than alarm. Now that Duke has learned to trust your departures and remain calm, it's time to fill his alone hours with comforting sounds and friendly faces. Have you ever noticed how certain melodies can soothe your own nerves? The same applies to our canine companions. Research shows that slow-tempo classical music or specially designed dog lullabies significantly lower cortisol levels and heart rate in dogs during separation. When you leave, playing a consistent playlist lets Duke associate your absence with peaceful soundscapes rather than unsettling silence. Begin by creating a simple 5-track playlist of instrumental pieces. Think soft strings, gentle piano, or ambient nature sounds. Test the volume so it's audible without overwhelming his sensitive hearing. Before you step out, start the music at a low volume and speak your departure cue. Be back soon. As Duke settles into the melody, his nervous system transitions from stress mode toward relaxation. Over days, he'll learn that the opening notes of familiar music signal that you're gone, but all is well. Beyond music, community support can dramatically ease both your and your dog's anxiety. Many neighbors and friends relish the chance to help, especially in retirement communities where a quick check-in benefits everyone. Imagine Mrs. Henderson next door dropping by for a 10-minute visit or a brief video call on your smartphone. Not only does Duke receive a comforting presence, but you gain peace of mind knowing someone you trust is looking in. To set this up, start by asking a reliable neighbor or family member if they'd be willing to check on Duke once or twice during your longer absences. Provide them with your departure cue. Be back soon, so they can use the same phrase when they arrive. Encourage them to offer a few gentle pets or an extra treat, then leave quietly. This consistent interaction reinforces Duke's understanding that absence is temporary and communal support is safe. Combining music and community creates a layered approach to stress relief. The soft harmonies keep Duke's senses engaged, while friendly check-ins remind him that he is never truly alone. Over time, this framework transforms what once felt like solitary confinement into a comforting routine, melding the benefits of sensory enrichment with human connection. With Duke now relaxed by melody and neighborly kindness, we've addressed both his emotional and social needs. Next, let's turn our attention to his mind's engagement by exploring affordable, DIY enrichment activities that will keep him happily occupied even when you're out of sight. Have you ever watched Duke stare blankly at an empty room, as if he's counting the minutes until you return? Dogs are intelligent creatures that thrive on problem-solving. Yet too often, we surrender to convenience and simply leave a bowl of kibble by their side. Instead of filling your home with silence and an untapped brain, why not transform everyday objects into inexpensive puzzles that occupy Duke's mind and soothe his anxiety? Consider the story of Helen, a 72-year-old widow living on a fixed income who turned a recycled plastic bottle into a treasure trove of treats. She cut a few holes in the sides, filled it with tiny bits of kibble, and watched as her terrier, Max, nudged and spun the bottle until every morsel fell out. Not only did Max eat at a healthy pace, but he also spent 20 minutes fully engaged, forgetting all about Helen's departure. Scientific evidence confirms that feeding puzzles and treat-dispensing toys not only moderate eating speed but also release dopamine as dogs solve challenges. This positive reinforcement combats the feast or famine instinct inherited from their wolf ancestors, preventing bloat and digestive upset. More importantly, mental engagement elevates serotonin levels, promoting a calm, content state, much like a relaxing crossword or a jigsaw puzzle does for you on a quiet afternoon. You don't need to spend a fortune on store-bought gadgets. A simple cardboard box, for instance, can become a scavenger hunt. Hide small handfuls of kibble or low-cost treats in crumpled paper within the box, close the lid, and let Duke paw or sniff his way to success. Alternatively, drape a towel over a shallow tray, tuck treats beneath its folds, and encourage him to pull back the fabric. Each discovery rewards his curiosity and helps burn mental energy. Imagine Duke's excitement when he realizes that an empty cereal container holds hidden delights. By rotating these DIY puzzles daily, one day the bottle, the next the towel trick, you maintain novelty and prevent boredom. Instead of a single bowl of food, Duke experiences multiple learning sessions that foster confidence and reduce destructive behaviors like chewing furniture or incessant barking. Best of all, these activities cost less than $5 and take only 10 minutes to prepare. You protect your budget while giving Duke a stimulating, anxiety-reducing routine. And because these puzzles can be set up anywhere in the house, whether you're running errands or enjoying a morning coffee on the porch, Duke always has a task to focus on, transforming alone time into an enriching adventure. Now that Duke's mind is engaged and his mealtime is an interactive game rather than a frantic feast, it's time to add another layer of positive association. In our next section, we'll introduce the simple biscuit trick that links your departures and returns with tiny rewards, solidifying Duke's confidence in your comings and goings. Imagine returning home after a quick errand and seeing Duke's tail wagging so hard you fear the whole house will shake. Now, picture that same scene, but instead of an overexcited whirlwind, Duke greets you with calm anticipation. That transformation can happen when you link your departures and returns to small, consistent rewards, what I call the biscuit trick. Research published in 2023 shows that treat dispensing toys and timed rewards create positive emotional states in dogs during separation. When Duke learns that every "be back soon" is followed by a tasty biscuit both as you leave and again a beam you are to return, he begins to associate your absence with something good rather than something scary. Here's how to put it into practice. First, choose a high-value treat, a small biscuit or soft chew that takes him a few seconds to fully enjoy. Just before you step outside, show Duke the treat, give it to him, then calmly say, "Be back soon." Leave without fuss. When you return, pause at the door, reach into your pocket for the same kind of biscuit, and offer it quietly. No dramatic filming of his reaction, no raised voices, just a simple hand-to-hand exchange that signals safety and predictability. Over several days, you'll notice Duke's body language shift. Instead of pacing or whining as you approach the door, he'll sit or lie down expectantly, waiting for that second biscuit. His focus moves from anxiety about your absence to anticipation of a guaranteed reward. You're not spoiling him. You're teaching him that being apart and reuniting are both positive experiences. This method requires minimal time, just a few seconds each departure and return, and costs less than $1 per day in treats. Yet it yields profound psychological benefits. A dog who greets you with calm joy rather than frantic relief. Tom reports that after a week of consistent biscuit trick practice, Duke no longer scratches at the door or barks when he hears the car in the driveway. Instead, he calmly awaits his reward, confident that your absence always ends in a moment of shared pleasure. Now that Duke's confidence is bolstered by this reliable reward system, it's time to create a dedicated safe space where he can retreat if stress ever does arise. In the next section, we'll design a cozy den that gives him control and peace of mind even when you're not home. Even with clear routines and tasty rewards, every dog occasionally feels overwhelmed. Have you noticed how Duke seeks out corners or under furniture nooks when he hears thunder or an unfamiliar noise? Just as you might retreat to a favorite armchair with a book, your dog needs a dedicated sanctuary, a place of their own where they can feel protected and in control. Start by choosing a quiet corner of your living room or bedroom that avoids high-foot traffic. Place a sturdy crate or a low, open-sided cardboard box there, lined with a soft blanket and one of Duke's favorite toys. If possible, position it near a curtained window so he can peek outside without feeling exposed. This den should be comfortable, inviting, and always available, never used as punishment or time out. When Duke first explores his new space, encourage him with gentle praise. "Good boy, this is your safe spot." Toss a small treat inside to create a positive association. Over the next few days, allow him to enter and leave freely, ensuring he understands this is his choice, not a forced confinement. This choice restores his sense of control, a powerful antidote to anxiety. Scientific research confirms that animals given control over their environment exhibit lower stress markers and recover more quickly from fear-inducing events. When Duke knows he can escape to his den, his brain no longer interprets every sound or movement as an immediate threat. Instead, he learns that even when you're gone, he has a personal refuge, a psychological anchor amid uncertainty. In practice, if Duke starts to pace or whine during your absence, imagine him instead retreating calmly to his den, settling onto his blanket and chewing a favorite toy until he drifts into a restful nap. By offering this consistent safe haven, you communicate that absence does not equal danger, and that his world remains secure even when you step outside. With Duke now equipped with a personal sanctuary, let's turn our attention to another simple but often overlooked element: the power of natural light and visual stimulation to maintain his well-being. In the next section, we'll explore how sunlight and a view of the outside world can further soothe your dog's mind. Have you ever noticed how a shaft of sunlight streaming through the window can lift your mood on a dreary afternoon? Dogs experience the same uplifting effect. When Duke spends hours in a dim room, he misses out on the simple joys of watching birds flutter by or observing neighbors stroll past. This sensory deprivation can heighten anxiety and even disrupt his sleep cycle. Research shows that exposure to natural light helps regulate circadian rhythms and boosts serotonin production in dogs, just as it does in humans. Instead of closing the curtains and leaving Duke in darkness, open them before you go. Position his safe haven or favorite bed near a window that catches morning or late afternoon sun. If possible, choose an east-facing room so he enjoys gentle light that won't overheat the space. Next, think about what Duke sees beyond that window. A clear view of the outside world provides passive enrichment. He watches the world move at its own pace, building mental engagement without requiring active effort. If privacy is a concern, install a low ledge or use a sheer curtain to maintain a view while blocking direct sight lines from passers-by. By swapping darkness for daylight, you're not only enhancing Duke's mood, but also helping him maintain healthy sleep patterns. Rather than returning to a restless dog pacing in dim silence, you come back to a content companion lounging in a sunlit spot, paws tucked in and eyes half-closed in bliss. With light and scenery now soothing Duke's senses, we've addressed his emotional, mental, and environmental needs. Up next, we'll explore the importance of consistent, calming sounds, how a tailored audio environment can complete the perfect framework for a peaceful, anxiety-free solo time. Have you ever returned home after a long afternoon to hear Duke's frantic barking at the door, only to find the television still blaring random shows? While background noise may seem comforting, unpredictable sounds, sirens, shouting, sudden music can actually heighten your dog's stress. Dogs possess hearing up to 4 times more sensitive than ours, and when left to endure jarring audio alone, they remain on high alert until you walk through the door. Studies demonstrate that a consistent, gentle soundscape lowers cortisol levels by up to 30% during separation periods. Instead of leaving on a news channel or talk radio, prepare a dedicated playlist of soft, slow-tempo tracks, classical guitar, ambient nature recordings, or specialized canine lullabies. Test the volume at a level that feels like a whisper to you. Duke will perceive it as a soothing backdrop rather than an assault on his ears. Before you depart, cue the playlist with your familiar phrase, "Be back soon." As the gentle notes fill the room, Duke's nervous system begins to shift from hypervigilance toward rest. Over days, he will come to associate those same opening chords with calmness rather than confusion. The key is consistency. Always the same playlist, always the same volume, and always the same departure cue. If you prefer silence, that can be even more beneficial than random programming. A quiet environment allows Duke to rest naturally without the risk of sudden noises jerking him from relaxation. In either case, avoid leaving on televisions or radios set to autoplay live channels with unpredictable breaks. Imagine walking through your door to find Duke peacefully napping beside his den, the soft drone of familiar piano chords still playing in the background. That tranquil scene becomes the new normal, rather than a rare exception. With Duke now attuned to a calming audio environment, we've completed the final layer of his separation routine: emotional trust, mental engagement, a secure sanctuary, visual stimulation, and soothing sound. In our next and final section, we'll bring it all together, summarizing the 5 core principles that transform daily departures from moments of panic into opportunities for peaceful, confident rest. By now, Duke has learned to trust your schedule, remained calm through Be Back training, enjoyed soothing music and friendly check-ins, stayed mentally engaged with simple puzzles, savored predictable treats, retreated to his safe haven, basked in natural light, and relaxed to a consistent sound environment. But how do these pieces fit together into a daily routine that truly transforms separation from chaos into calm? First, consistency anchors Duke's sense of security. Instead of unpredictable departures, a reliable window and verbal cue, "Be back soon," create a predictable rhythm that his internal clock can follow. Next, gradual training replaces fear with confidence. 2-minute absences grow to 60-minute intervals without panic. Then, mental enrichment and rewards turn idle time into positive learning experiences. Rather than aimless pacing, Duke solves puzzles and anticipates his next biscuit, boosting serotonin and focus. Meanwhile, his safe haven offers choice and control, much like your favorite reading chair, and natural light keeps his circadian rhythm on track. Finally, a tailored audio environment provides a peaceful soundtrack, avoiding sudden sounds that once triggered stress. Together, these 5 principles — schedule, training, enrichment, sanctuary, and sensory support — form a holistic framework that meets Duke's emotional, cognitive, and environmental needs. And now, here is the final tip, marked by an hourglass, a revolutionary toy that integrates all these elements into one simple device, ensuring your dog's comfort from the moment you leave until you return. In the next video, you'll discover exactly what this toy is and how it works to eliminate separation anxiety for good. Before we wrap up, I want to share a final teaser that ties everything together. A single, revolutionary toy that delivers consistency, enrichment, shelter, and soothing sounds, all in one compact device. This isn't just another gadget. It's a thoughtfully engineered solution that releases treats on a predictable schedule, plays calming melodies at a low volume, and features a cozy recess where Duke can retreat. Imagine how effortless it becomes to maintain your routine and keep your companion content, even when errands extend beyond an hour. If you're ready to see this toy in action and learn exactly how it works to eliminate separation anxiety, click the video appearing on your screen now. You'll watch a detailed demonstration, hear real-life success stories from dog owners just like you, and discover where to find the perfect model for your home. Remember, transformation happens when small, consistent actions stack together, just like the steps we've covered. By clicking through, you're one decision away from turning those stressful goodbyes into calm see-you-laters, and ensuring Duke greets every return with tranquil joy rather than frantic relief. Click the video on the right. Subscribe for more dog psychology insights tailored to mature pet owners, and leave the comment "Fixed" if you're ready to stop making these mistakes today. Let's make every departure and return a moment of confidence and comfort for both you and your dog.